Hello there, and thanks for joining us on TVC Midday News. We begin in Abuja, where an FCT High Court has dismissed a charge filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission against the former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha. The EFCC had instituted the criminal charge of alleged fraud against the former governor, whom they alleged he committed during his tenure. And this will be the third decision that will be delivered by a court of competent jurisdiction over charges of fraud filed by the EFCC against Senator Okorocha. The Federal High Court Abuja had in February discharged the senator of a 2.9 billion naira fraud charges preferred against him by the EFCC. Justice Inyang Ekwo in the ruling struck out the charges for contravening Section 105 Subsection 3 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of the year 2015, which gives the Attorney General of the Federation the power to recall a case. The court agreed with Senator Okorocha that the earlier judgment of a court of coordinate jurisdiction sitting in Port Harcourt between him and the EFCC, restraining the agency from further proceeding on the alleged offence, subsists.
Nigeria is a nation. We must do everything to protect its integrity. I believe that nothing should discourage the EFCC from doing their work. They should do their work. They're doing quite well, but they should try to make sure everything is within the ambit of the law. That's just what we're saying. But I just thank God Almighty that finally, the third time actually, that same court is saying the same thing over and over and over again. So this is not about who is wrong, who has won or who has lost. It's about this nation. Fighting against corruption is something that must be done, and we must continue to do that, support the EFCC to do that, but let it be within the ambit.
Staying with the course, the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal has reserved judgment in the petition filed by the Allied People's Movement. At the resumed sitting on Friday, counsel to the petitioner and the respondents adopted the final written addresses. The Independent National Electoral Commission, alongside the APC and the President, asked the court to dismiss the petition for lacking in merit. They argued that the issues canvassed by the petitioner have been settled by a judgment delivered by the Supreme Court. The APM's ground for the petition is that the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, was allegedly not qualified to contest, having engaged, according to them, in double nomination. The chairman of the panel, Justice Haruna Samani, announced that judgment has been reserved and a date will be communicated to parties. He added that the court plans to deliver its judgment in the petition by the APM the same day with that of the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. Away from the courts now, President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency on food security in the country. The president has also directed that all matters pertaining to food and water availability and affordability be included within the purview of the National Security Council. President Tinubu also says his administration will deploy some savings from the petrol subsidy removal into revamping the agricultural sector. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
President Bola Tinubu says his administration is worried about the clear and present danger to food security in the country. The recent policy of fuel subsidy removal has taken a toll on food prices and now threatens food security. President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency on food security seeks to reverse the inflationary cost of food items and ensure affordability.
The President has declared with immediate effect the following actions. 1, a state of emergency on food security. 2, that all matters pertaining to food and water availability and affordability as essential livelihood items be included within the purview of the National Security Council.
The annual inflation rate in Nigeria rose for the fourth consecutive month to a near 18-year high of 22.41% in May this year. These new measures introduced by the Tinubu administration is meant to stop the hike in food prices and possibly force a downward trend.
We shall create and support a national commodity exchange board that will review and continuously assess food prices as well as maintain strategic food reserve that will be used as price stabilization mechanism for critical grains and other food items.
It seems this time the federal government may be out to find a lasting and sustainable solution to the farmer herders conflict, which again is a serious threat to food security. President Tinubu's administration says it will adopt ranching as against cattle herding. The president seeks an increased and improved participation of relevant government institutions and stakeholders in the agricultural sector. But he insists the Central Bank of Nigeria will continue to play the lead role in funding the value chain of the agricultural sector that already accounts for 35.21% of employment in Nigeria. This latest government initiative is expected to draw the country closer to achieving Sustainable Development Goal 2, which focuses on ending hunger, achieving food security, improved nutrition, and promoting sustainable agriculture. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.